what is Kyle Shanahan's worst quality?
I think with Shanahan, his worst quality is his game management. I think he just struggles with that. I think he he struggles to stay with what is the strength of his team, and he puts them in situations where instead of just sticking with it, he tries to be a little too cute sometimes, and I think it bites him more often
Yeah,
than not.
yeah, I would agree. I think it's twofold. Is that cheating? I think it's a combination. I think it's a combination of two qualities that, when mixed together, can be kind of dangerous. I think he's really arrogant.
Hmm.
Now, a lot of coaches are. Jim Harbaugh was arrogant. It's not. It's okay,
Yeah.
but he's arrogant to the degree where it's like he thinks he knows things before they happen. He thinks he doesn't need to see them. He thinks like he didn't need to have a quarterback competition. I just feel like there are certain things that he thinks he knows that he's wrong about, and he thinks that he's kind of the smartest guy always, and he's not. And I think the arrogance combined with the fact that I don't think he can deliver. He hasn't shown that he can deliver under pressure. Like when the
Right.
pressure is big, he starts doing stuff out of character. And it's like people to this day say, well, why didn't he do this in the fourth quarter? Why didn't he run on this? It's like, I don't know. He
Hmm.
kind of gets erratic when it's big time pressure.
Yeah. And, and
Goes
then and
too
then
far.
he and then the problem with that is he gets bailed out by people that like him because they
Yes.
say, "Well, it's not his fault. He called a good play. The guy was
Jimmy,
wide open."
yeah, Jimmy, they say Jimmy choked.
Uh huh.
Jimmy choked. Well, what about Kyle? You could say Kyle choked.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
I can't imagine that much pressure, Jack, calling plays in the fourth quarter of a Super Bowl. But look, the fact is, he had a lead in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl with the Falcons, scored 0 points.
Hmm.
Then he had a
And
lead in the fourth quarter against the Chiefs, scored 0 points. He did that twice.
yeah, and he still thinks that he did the right thing at the end of the game
That's the
against the
arrogance.
Patriots. You know.
That's the arrogance. He always was. He's always right, and he
Hmm.
can't. Hasn't shown he can. I'm not gonna say he can't deliver under pressure because he's has more opportunities to prove us wrong, but he hasn't shown he can deliver under pressure, and that's I
No,
mean, it's a
when
problem.
when it gets down to that time of the game at the end, especially in the like the Super Bowl, which is even more pressure than any regular season game, he's choked twice, and that's just kind of the way it is,
Yeah.
regardless of how you want to defend him.
And I think he's choked in the same way where it's like, again, you have built your whole identity, philosophy, scheme on set up the play action with the run. That's what you do and kind of avoid drop back, avoid third down as much as possible. And then with a lead in the biggest moment of your season, you're going drop back. It's like,
Hmm.
whoa, whoa. And like, his drop back passing game isn't that sophisticated. It's pretty standard. It's not bad. It's vanilla. I mean, it's what sets him apart is his run game and his play action game, and it's working. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, it's like, well, we can't do that right now because XYZ reasons.
Hmm.
Really? Like Harbaugh would say, no, no, no. We're going to finish out the game doing what we do, even if it's if it's a slog. But Kyle's a little different, and then he has his
Hmm.
reasons, and then I don't know. So that's to me Kyle's worst quality. It's his. If he were less arrogant, maybe he could address these things, fix them, and not repeat the same mistakes. I guess both Kyle and Jimmy are mistake repeaters.
Yeah,
Just
and I
bad.
like what you just said there with the Harbaugh thing. We're going to do this because this is what we do best, and
Yeah.
it might not be pretty, it might be ugly, but
Right.
we're going to do that because it just makes the most sense in the flow of the game too. If I'm running the ball, it might look really ugly, and the fans might not like it, but I don't really care. They're not going to care if at the end of the game we're holding the trophy.
And that's my thing with Kyle. Like it all looks pretty.
Hmm.
Even in games that they lose, they'll put up a bunch of yards and there will be like a nice highlight reel of some big runs and some big throws. And it's aesthetically pleasing. It looks pretty, but does it you don't have to be pretty to win football games. And I think that probably would be Harbaugh. Say, okay, you didn't like the style of my offense. We didn't get enough explosive plays. Like, okay, well, we won 2/3 of the time, three
Uh-huh.
quarters of the time. Was that boring? Winning was boring for you. Okay, well, I'll just take my act to the Midwest then, where they appreciate winning still. I guess is what he would probably say.
That's
Yeah,
what he would say.
yeah, yeah, more or less,
That's pretty much what he. That's
All
pretty much what he
Californians
said.
don't like winning. Okay, I'll just take winning off to Michigan, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's kind of what it is. I mean, Kyle, it all looks good. Looks great. He just needs to bring it all together now. Win the
Yeah.
game.
Yep.
Win the game. Yeah.
100%.
Human Race Wins says, can Mostert match Terrell Davis production and Shanahan? I wish, but I don't think they're not. I don't think he wants to give 300 handoffs to Mostert.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna match it in terms of like 2,000 yards or
Sheer
that kind of stuff
volume.
because he's
Yeah.
yeah off of volume, but based off of yards per carry, I think he's probably already matching it or maybe even better than it when you look at what he
Good
does
point.
on a yards. When he does get the ball,
Yeah.
he's not the same kind of back.
No. But in terms of just like pure rushing ability on the outside zone, he's as good as anyone I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Anyone.
Hmm.
Super good. He's
Yeah.
got the speed and the vision and the quick decisiveness as opposed to Tevin Coleman, who used to just never make up his freaking mind.
He just couldn't get there.
Yeah, there was that too.
Uh-huh.
Art Martinez says, "Did you guys see the new Trey commercial with Jerry Rice? Jerry Rice catching Trey's passes. Maybe we could sign him for the season." That's the first thing I thought. I watched it. And I'm like, Jerry caught it. Oh my god! If Jerry can catch it, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
if he can catch the ball, at least hey, sign him up.
And I like how he's like, well, okay. Let me describe the commercial. So they're working out together. Trey, he's working out and he calls up Jerry because Jerry's working out, and he's throwing some passes and Jerry's running routes, and then they take a little halftime to eat, to fuel up, and they
Uh-huh.
eat in Chipotle because it's a Chipotle commercial. And as they're eating, they have a conversation, and Jerry's kind of giving them some advice about taking Jimmy Garoppolo's job, right? Like you got to
Nice.
be ready when they call on you. It's like, nice, Jerry, way to choose sides because I'm on that side too.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And nothing's going to make you run faster than some Chipotle. I'll tell you.
I just think it's really funny how if you become the head coach of the 49ers, you constantly have to worry about Jerry Rice, Steve Young, and Joe Montana saying stuff because you can't, what are you going to say? Oh,
Yeah.
Jerry Rice thinks it should be Trey. Oh, thanks, Jerry.
That's true. Yeah. If they just
Can't
listened
argue.
to Jerry Rice, they would have had Antonio Brown like 3 years ago.
True. And he just won a ring. So hard. Thank
Yep.
you, Art. That's our show. That was a quick one, but it was a good one. I like doing the good quality and the bad quality because it's kind of football stuff, but it's like just human stuff. And we know these people. These are characters that we cover. We know them very well, and it's fun to at least describe their best and worst qualities and put them on the table and let them figure out what to do with them.
Yeah, for sure.
We got your number now, Kyle, Jimmy.
We've taken you out. We've psychoanalyzed you, and we're ready to go.
That's right. So don't mess it up. All you got to do, hand off, let your defense win this game. That's the thing, Kyle. You don't have to be the star to win this game. Let D'Amico be the star, and you can be the star with your running game because it's a very impressive running game with a whole lot of moving parts. So
yep, just pile in behind Big Trent Williams and Mike McGlinchey on the run game and make this thing like a 2.5 hour game and go back to Greenbrier and get ready for the next one.
That's the main thing. I mean, we always mention don't run because you don't want to put the game in Jimmy's hands. You don't want to put the game in Mike McGlinchey's hands. When you run, he's an asset. When you pass, he's the guy. He's the problem. I mean, when you pass, they're the guy that they're trying to isolate. So let him be an asset.
Yeah, exactly. Play to your strengths. Don't make McGlinchey or Daniel Brunskill be the story on Monday.
That's a good way to put it. We're going to go out on that. We don't want Mike McGlinchey or Daniel Brunskill in headlines on Monday or Sunday night because that's only going to be bad. Kyle, that's on you. What can you do? Save them from the headline. Thank you very much, everyone. Be back tomorrow. We'll find out if Trey Lance is going to be throwing. You think he's going to be throwing?
I think he should be throwing tomorrow. Yeah, because they took the thing off yesterday, right? And then didn't throw yesterday, but I think give him a couple extra days, and then tomorrow's I think the real ramp up day to get ready for the game anyway. So I think he'll be throwing.
I don't think he's going to be throwing. I think they're messing with us.
I'll bet you a
nickel.
nickel.
Took that thing off yesterday, just a nickel. All right, fair enough. A bottle of wine. I can't lose any more bottles of wine.
That's too rich for me. I just had to buy tickets to Hamilton. I don't have money for that.
I hope he's throwing. I would sincerely like to see Trey Lance. I'm still excited for the Lance experience.